Hello and good morning. Karibu sana ndani ya Men Matters Friday, ikiwa ni siku ya the 28th day of June 2024. Na by the way, ndio tunaingia sasa katika nusu ya mwaka vizuri. And today being the 28th day, being on a Friday, kila wakati on a Friday tuko hapa tukizungumza maswala ambayo yanaendana na wanaume. Haya ni mambo ambayo yana affect wanaume, things that affect the boy child, things that affect a man. And siku ya leo, of course, we'll be talking about issues that are pertinent to men. And one of the things ambazo tumekuwa tukifanya katika Men Matters Friday ni kuhakikisha ya kwamba the glory of man is regained. We regain the glory of a man. Ya tunaweza kurudisha ile hadhi ya mwanaume, you know. And sababu sasa hivi tunapozungumza unakuta ya kwamba wanaume wengi wako na shida nyingi, wako na mashaka mengi. There are so many things that are bedeviling the man. There are so many things that are working against the boy child. So tuko hapa, especially now in this program Men Matters Friday, kuhakikisha ya kwamba not only to champion for the rights of the boy child, not only to champion for, you know, the welfare of the boy child, but also for the society at large. Kuangalia na kuona mwanaume atawezaje kufit vema katika the society. So karibu sana, and today we'll be having a very fruitful discussion, all right? Already sasa hivi ndani ya studio niko pamoja na mgeni wetu ambaye tutakuwa naye, na unajua kama ilivyo kawaida hapa tunakuwa naye bwana Paul Kagi ambaye siku ya leo ako katika shughuli zingine nyingi tu za kujenga nchi na especially pia vitu ambavyo vinahusu pia na utendakazi wetu hapa. So karibu sana, and today kabla sijaweza kumtambulisha the guest ambaye tuko naye, tuko na kile kitengo ama kuweza reflect briefly on what we did last week, yeah, katika last week. And tulikuwa hapa pamoja na Paul Kagi. Actually, I was not around last Friday, so Paul Kagi alikuwa hapa pamoja na mgeni, and I would like us just to watch briefly, yeah, what it is that we did last week. Yes, now they are now in a brief recap, because we are talking about a successful family man. Now, tukaweza kusema a few things. Number one, ya kwamba the success of a man can, number one, be dictated by his background. Yeah, kama unavyoona katika the screen ama kiwabo cha runinga yako. Yes, that's number one. Yeah, then number two, tukasema mwelekezi wangu maybe tuone number two now. Yes, tukasema ya kwamba number two, a successful family man anaweza onekana by the way he manages his own family. Yeah, vile ambavyo mtu ana manage the affairs of their family is another thing ya kudefine a successful family man. Yes, and then tukasema pia ya kwamba a successful family man is also defined by being a prayerful and a God-fearing man. That's the third thing that we said. Yes, and then tukasema ya kwamba having income is key. Like for a successful man, kitu moja ambacho ni cha muhimu sana, na unajua hiki ni kitu ambacho kuna watu wengine ambao huwa sometimes wanakosa kuitilia maanani sana, ama wanakuwa ni kama you know, it's like they depend on others. They are not self-dependent. So having income is key. And so number five, we say that a good family man, a successful family man, values good communication. Yeah, but, you know, unazungumza vizuri na watu wako. Every time unahakikisha ya kwamba there is proper communication. Yes, and then there's number 6 that we said that a family man, a successful family man always puts his family first. His family always comes first. That is very, very important and very key. And number 7, we say that a successful family man creates individual time with each child. All right? Thank you so very much. Now, these are some of the things that we did last week, and that was with the Pastor Michael Sagimo. And something else that we need to see, there is the wisdom, the men's wisdom that we also had the men's wisdom, a segment kitu kadogo, the take home, yeah, the kile ambayo tuweza kupatiwa na the guest ambayo tulikuwa naye last week. Let's watch in.
Success is a desire that all of us have. and success is defined differently by different people. What I want to encourage you as a man, as a husband, and as a leader of your family is this. You must understand, being a man of the house, automatically you are required to be the leader. And the leader is the one who gives the vision for the family and supports the vision of those in that family. You will become a success if you understand your place and you understand that the authority God has given you can be used for good and for bad. Be careful with the words you release over your spouse, over your children, and understand that even if nobody rewards your hard work for your family, heaven is recording your sacrifices, your effort, and your determination to become the best that you can ever be. Thank you for being a great man in your family, and keep on. We are all believing that every man can be a success in their own way.
Thank you so much. That was Pastor Sagimo, and that was the men's wisdom. You know, that segment ya kuweza the takeaway, the take home ambayo aliweza kutuzungumzia. Now, today there's a topic ambayo tunazungumzia siku ya leo, rather this day, and that's about the stages in a man's life. Na siko peke yangu kama nilivyo kutanguliza hapo awali, niko pamoja na mgeni wangu ambaye sasa ni kama shafanyika, ni mmoja wetu hapa. Karibu sana. Yes, you're most welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and say hi to the viewers and kindly introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you.
Can you use this camera?
For having me. Please allow me to say hi to my listeners, wherever they are, and those people who are watching us. It is always a pleasure to be here in MBCI TV as we navigate about the issues of men. Otherwise, I'm grateful.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
And you're okay. I know you've been with us for quite some time, and you've always been invaluable. Like whatever you always tell us inatusaidia sana hapa, especially watazamaji wetu. Okay. And now wewe ambaye unatufuata, unatutazama, you can actually engage us. That is on WhatsApp. That katika 0721105105. Unaweza pia kutuandikia an SMS katika 23814 ama pia tuandikie pale, you can comment on our live link pale katika Facebook katika MBCI TV. All right, pale MBCI TV unaweza kutupata pale. All right, now let's come to our discussion of the day.
Yes.
Because today we are talking about the stages in a man's life.
Okay.
And maybe the first thing I would wish to understand, maybe together with my or with our viewers here, kwani are there stages in a man's life, ama or rather how do we segment life, either iwe ni mwanaume ni mwana, you know, everybody in the society, what is the kind of the segmentation that we have in life?
Okay, thank you. The stages of life depends on so many things. It could be biological, it could be experiences, it could be the growth in different areas, it could be the achievements that you have in the goal lives, all this. But now when we come about the stages of life concerning man, more so it's about the experiences that man go through. Mm-hmm. What happens when man becomes or changes according to the ages, and also when the man reaches to a particular stage. Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. So in this case, majorly I think when we talk about the stages in a man's life, so we'll have to focus on the different experiences they go through. We have to focus on their biological development.
Yes.
Yeah, and also we also have to look at maybe attainments and achievements in life. Yeah, like when in this past week, we've seen a lot kupitia hawa vijana wetu, the Gen Zs. Mm-hmm. And I don't know whether maybe at at your age now, whatever they are expressing at this time, mm-hmm. is it something that is common with that stage of life, ama ni vile tu hii generation imechanuka kivyao? Is it a representation of every generation at that age, or is it just these are a unique feature we are seeing?
It is precisely as you are saying. It is a thing that happens to many of them at that stage. But maybe to get back to the stages, maybe you can ask, when does a man become a man? Or
That's a good one.
when do you perceive to be a man?
Yes.
Because when you are a small boy,
Yes.
you cannot say that you are a man. Yes, you can be identified to be a boy, that is. But when do you become a man? And when you become a man, it's then when you are able now to identify yourself as a man.
Yes.
And then you have obligations as a man. Okay.
So at what point then will we say that this is no longer a boy, this is a man?
Yes, at a time when, when you are born, when you are a toddler, when you are growing up, when you are schooling in the junior schools, you all depend with the parents. Everything. They are the caregivers. They help you in making everything about you, dressing, eating, guiding you, all those areas. But now it comes a time when you feel now you don't depend on them. So you have to depend on yourself. So as a man now, and then after having identified yourself, now you are a man. What are you supposed to do? This is now when you become a man. Can you defend yourself? Can you do things on your own? Can you rely on your knowledge? Okay? So now you struggle to break from the dependence of the parents or whoever is there to guide you. This is now when now you can say now so and so is
now a man.
It's a man now. You can make your own decisions.
So for instance, somebody who left their family, their father and mother or their nuclear family, akaenda kujikaisha, tunasema mtu anaenda kujikaisha at 17 years or at 21 years.
Yes.
Na kuna mwingine ambaye bado ako shule, for example, still depending on the parents.
Yes.
Saidi wameclock 27.
Yes.
So saidi anaingia 29.
Yes.
Lakini chakula anakula kwa wazazi. Akitaka kufua nguo, in fact wengine wanakuta kwamba bado hajifulii nguo, zinafuliwa na hata kama si mzazi anafua, lakini kuna yeye ndiye anatafuta mtu wa kufua nguo sababu ama ako na washing machine pale. So na somebody is hired possibly to do that. Is there a difference in I don't want to use the name or rather the word manhood or manness in these two cases, but is there a difference katika the stage wenye huyu wako the 17-year-old ama the 21-year-old and the 27-year-old?
There is a very clear difference as you are illustrating. This is a boy or a man who is 17 years old, and the boy or the man can do his own things.
Yes.
The other one is 27 years, depending with the parents or whoever is doing things for him. So this act of individualizing, you individualize yourself, this act of saying that I am enough to make my own decisions and move forward is now where you become a man. Yes.
So a man is determined majorly by the decisions they are able to make and sustain those decisions.
Yes. And a point that if you are now, like the way we are discussing with you, I don't depend on somebody to tell me this one. I can give my own answer. Okay, not looking for somebody for help. Okay, you can discuss freely. I can express myself. Okay, but somebody who cannot express himself, it means you are there to be told, you are there to be guided, you are there to listen. But somebody who can express himself so well and say, okay, according to me, they use this word, according to him. And they also ask why. What should I do? All right?
Yes.
They get engaged in so many things.
Yes.
And now also they make their own decisions. They identify themselves that since now I'm a boy, there are things that I can do. Since now I'm a man, there are things that I can do. There are things that I cannot do. You internalize yourself and come up with a decision and say, according to me, according to this stage that I am in, I'm not supposed to live in my mother's house. That is a decision that comes from you. I'm not supposed to be following my mother, whatever, doing all these things like this. So I can make my own decisions. And you get a clear roadmap. What are these life goals that you want to achieve? Okay? Then you can discuss them as you move on. But as long as you are looking for somebody to guide you, it means you cannot make your own decisions. As much as you have so many years, still there, we cannot classify you to be a man.
So a man has to be defined by responsibilities.
Exactly, it's part of it. Responsibility is part of it. And responsibility comes when you know what you are able to do.
All right.
When you are able to get to know, these are my limits. Okay, I trust myself that I can do this.
Yes.
I have this courage to face this situation. The confidence in you as a man,
Yes.
it can be seen in the actions and the decisions that you make.
Now, thank you so much, Mr. Macharia. And there is one thing that I want us to look at today. And I want you, our viewer, to help us in answering this question. What is the most challenging stage in a man's life? What is the most challenging stage in a man's life? Because this is one of the areas I want us to focus on today as we are discussing, as we are looking at the stages in a man's life. What are some of these stages? Are there stages, or rather is there a stage that mwanaume akiweza kupita hiyo na kuinavigate successfully, tunaweza tukasema ya kwamba maybe up to 50% ama up to 60% possibly, maybe up to a certain percent ameweza kutoboa ama ameweza sijui kama tutasema sio kupigana na maisha. Tunasema ya kwamba maybe ameweza ku make it katika the journey of being a man to a certain degree. So maybe our viewer, you can engage us, you can tell us what is the most challenging stage in a man's life. You can get us on, or rather you can answer us pale katika WhatsApp 0721-105-105 ama kupitia an SMS, that is 23814. But that is completely free of charge. Yeah, that's free of charge. 23814. Ama unatuandikia pale katika MBCI TV Facebook page pale. Thank you so much. Now, our guest here is Bwana Macharia,
Yes.
who is a counseling psychologist.
Exactly.
And you've talked to many people. I know you've talked to many people.
Yes.
Now, katika kuzungumza na watu, what have you found to be, maybe before tukimbie na short break, what have you found as a person to be the most challenging stage in a man's life?
May I say that the most challenging stage, it cannot be defined. It is when you are an adult, when you are this, it cannot precisely be defined. Because it all depends with first of all, the support system that
Yes.
you have that is supporting you. It also depends on how you went through the other stages.
Yes.
Like somebody who was maybe in adolescence, he took advantage of what was there, the provision for education, working out for himself. He became successful from there. You build on your education, you build on your career. Most likely, as you progress to the other stage, you'll be successful. But somebody who maybe lost that stage, to recover it, the life will be more difficult to go through than the other person who was well prepared and who went through the other stages smoothly. So even if now you are 45 years, okay, or you are over 45 years, and maybe you have this and this and this, there are things that will challenge you because experience that you have matters in between there. But most people who have a very good support system, they go well. By this one I mean the provision, somebody who is providing you when you need that help, somebody is guiding you. Guidance is very important. You make the right decision. You listen to somebody to hold your hand and tell you this is the way to go. You see that at such stage you have acquired so many things. But now the challenge comes when now you try to struggle right away from there. Okay, you are in the wrong company. I mean the parents have neglected you in a way. All right. So before you make your own decisions, before now you look that then it means you have a turn back to the missing gaps, those things that you missed when you are going through your life. You'll have to go there and take care of the missing gaps that you had there, so that you move on. But somebody who experienced this one, somebody who had somebody to guide him, to take him through, you'll find them succeeding. Also, another issue is about the behaviors. When you have challenges or behaviors, no matter how you went through in life, when those behaviors come, they water you down and you find that problems are there. So there are those problems that you cannot avoid, but there are those problems that you create yourself. So that's why I'm saying the stage, you cannot be specifically defined. It is this stage.
All right.
Because there are problems that we create for ourselves. There are those problems that are created by the environment that we go through. there are those problems that are created maybe even by the system, maybe the governance that you have. There are those people who are servant. Some people may be servant because of the governance that are there. So it all depends what stage you have gone.
Right.
Yes.
I see, and there is something that you've told us, which is very, very key, and that's about the support system.
Yes.
That therefore means, as I perceive it, that there are people who would have been doing very well, but they are not doing as well because they have not received the kind of support that they need.
Yes.
That they are very potential people, but they did not get the help, the support that they needed.
Yes.
Now, I was talking to a friend of mine, a person we work with in the Nakuru CAP, the Nakuru County Action Plan that is on matters PCVE, and she was giving me a case of a relative who is, I think, 63, 65 years old, who behaves like a 25-year-old. Like, he got stuck. I don't know what happened, but the man got stuck in this age 25 to 30. Hapo na ukijaribu kumuita mzee unakosana. Now, what would have happened to such a person? Maybe I'll miss a stage. What happened to such a person?
Several factors are there. First of all is the denial. Somebody is denying that I'm not old, I'm still young. You can, unaweza kwama hapo. You still think you are young, you still think you can move this and this.
But like all our politicians are there, they are ever youth.
Yeah, youth. Okay, there are also people who are not able to detach themselves from the previous lives. Maybe from the adolescence, from the early adulthood, you are not able. When now you move on, you cannot detach yourself from the characters that you had, their behaviors. All right, those people that you used to associate with. So it means utakwama pale hivi. Okay, it's what I say, that when you are able to identify yourself with a particular stage, with the needs and wants that you perceive to have, that's the only thing that will make you move. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now that
you must feel that you are in the wrong company, so that now you can move to where you belong.
Or so that you now exit. You have to identify that it is time to exit.
Yes. And move.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow, that is awesome. Now, I want us to go for a short break, and as we're going for this short break, I remind you, our listener, our viewer, you can engage us. You can comment, you can send an SMS katika 23814 ama pale katika WhatsApp, that is 0721105105, ama pale katika Facebook MBCI TV. And this is a question that we are asking: what is the most challenging stage in a man's life? What is the most challenging stage in a man's life? And as we come back, we'll be looking at how to manage that transition. Yeah, when somebody has now realized that I should not be in this group, I should not be in this stage, I should now go to this other stage. How do we manage that transition? All right? So usiende mbali, we'll be right back.
MBCI Television, transforming lives.
Hi, I'm Daisy Shee. I'm the stylist at Silver Silk Photography. It's a twisted story for my mom. Yeah. She's a stylist, but she deals with mostly women and the ankaras. So alikuwa nang'ana na mimi, you should know how to see, you should ujifunze kushona, itakusaidia. If you look at the first design that I brought, it wasn't that perfect, but I still have the pictures because the memories, and that's where I came from. So for mtu anataka like kufanya fashion, number one, lazima kuwe na ile roho ya kuwa patience, na lazima pia ukuwe ule mtu wa kutaka kujaribu. Anything, wewe lazima tu jaribu, hata kama ni ngumu utaiona kwa picha, like come out na just try, hata kama ni ngumu just try. Number one, uta make mistake leo, tomorrow you will not repeat the same mistake, because pia una learn from your mistake. So, in as much as pia unataka kuwa stylist, pia you must look at the market. Unaweza kuwa uko in a town whereby you are doing a lot but you are being paid less, working a lot for less.
Nikiwa form 3, because of the circumstances, nilipatana na boyfriend. Nilikuja kumtafuta my boyfriend sasa. Either anioe ama nijitoe uhai. Na saa hiyo hata exam haijatoka. So waliposikia ya kwamba nitajiua, kaniambia twende hata kama sikuwa nimejitayarisha kuoa. Nikaambia Mungu, ninataka unipatie answer ya maombi yangu. Kama umesikia maombi yangu, unionyeshe ni wapi nitaenda na haya makaratasi. Alikuwa na kabaga, akachukua karatasi, akaandika, alafu akaplaka akanipatia. Kumwangalia uso nikakuta ni Fred Matiang'i. Mimi nilimuona ni Fred Matiang'i, na by that time alikuwa Minister for Education.
MBCI Television, transforming lives.
Thank you so much and welcome back. This is the Men Matters Friday. Thank you so much. Mimi naitwa Monene David na tuko hapa na mwenzangu hapa anajulikana kama Mr. Macharia. He's a counseling psychologist, and one of the things that we are here to talk about today ni kuhakikisha kwamba understand the different stages that we have in a man's life and how well we are able to manage ourselves within those stages. Ndio usione mtu ako 42 lakini ukimwangalia unaona ni kama kuna behavior zingine za around a 27 year old, a 31 year old, lakini mtu ako 62 saa hiyo, alright? So na pia mwingine asiwe ako 31 alafu unaona behavior za 62. I think it should go both ways, yeah? Ndio tuweze maximize on the different stages that we have in one's life. And by the way, I believe this is a discussion not only for the male child but for all of us. Kwa sababu when we understand our different stages, our different roles and responsibilities that are accompanied with those stages, then our society will become a better place for all of us. Now, kabla tuweze kwenda kwa the short break, tumekuwa tukiangalia about already we laid an introduction tukasema the different stages we have. They could be psychological, they could be biological, yeah. Kuna zile ambazo zinaweza zikakuja na the different responsibilities that come in our lives. And now tukasema ya kwamba pia kuna watu hukwama katika mahali pamoja, yeah. Unakuta ya kwamba mtu ndiye huyo ako 55 years lakini ukimwangalia kabisa, ukimscrutinize the kind of thinking, the kind of behaviors they are exhibiting, maybe ni mtu ambaye ako early 30s ama mtu ambaye ako maybe some mid 20s, yeah. So and the issue here, one of the things about tumeweza kuelezwa ni kwamba maybe mtu anaweza kuwa either anaishi in denial ama ameshindwa kujidetach from the past. And out of that, there is one thing that I want us to look at and critically examine. How are we then able to exit from one stage and go to the next stage? How well can we manage that transition ya kutoka tujue kwamba sasa tunatoka kwa puberty tunaingia, I think it's now from puberty to adolescence, is it? Yeah, and then nafikiria the bwana Macharia utatueleza like how well are we able to transition wakati tunasema ya kwamba mtu ametoka kwa childhood ameingia kwa adulthood. Ni at what age hapo ambapo mtu ana transition, and how well should we transition? Wakati tunasema mtu anatoka kwa the young adult, sijui kama kuna kuanga na young adult sasa na adult, yeah. So mpaka iko somewhere wapi? I know we may not necessarily say ni miaka 23 na miezi 4, we may not necessarily say that. But what is that boundary? What is that age bracket hapo? And how well should we be able to transition from one group or rather one stage to the next stage?
Okay. It comes with the areas of interest. When you are adolescents, most of it is from 12 to 18 years. They have their own type of interest. Then you have the early adulthood from 19, 20 years up to 25. Then adulthood now comes in from there. You find that at every different stage, there are what we call the areas of interest, what this group of people are interested in. For example, in adolescence, they have their own things. Early adulthood, they have their own things. After 25, some people want to achieve, this group of people want to achieve something in their lives. After that, you progress as you move on. So these stages are defined and are clearly separated because of the areas of interest, what you want. That's what I said about the life goals. Okay? The adolescents, they have no responsibility, most of them, as you are saying about Gen Zs and whatever. Responsibilities are a minimum. Okay? If you are above 35 years or from that years above, optimal responsibilities are there, so much of it. So you find that because of the responsibilities, you cannot fit in the group of the teens which are here. So you go on according to the areas, the demands that are there in life, and also the interest that you have. And interest keeps on changes. It goes on changing now and then. Yes. Well, so when somebody is not transiting, it means he's stuck with those interests which are there. So unless now you go there and dismantle the interests that are there, you find that that's not where you belong. Your interest will be somewhere else, then you move on.
All right.
If you are satisfied with those things, you still be there.
Now, let's come to this young man who has completed their studies, amepata degree yake.
Okay.
Unajua alikuwa anakaa kwa mzazi, na hata kama alikuwa anakaa kwa mzazi, ile apartment yenye alikuwa anakaa ni mzazi alikuwa analipa rent. The place yenye alikuwa anakaa either ni kwa the student quarters ama alikuwa amerent mahali, ni mzazi alikuwa analipa. Sasa mzazi amemwambia sasa umegraduate. Now you need to move out and look for a job. Be a man. Man up. How should this young man transition? How can we manage that? Ya kwamba sasa I was dependent, now I am moving to independence. And with the many challenges, presently there are many challenges. Economically there are several challenges. Unaona ya kwamba kuna watu wengi, many are saying that businesses are hurting. You find that there are many places unakuta either mishahara ingine inapunguzwa. Tumeona wengine, unaona maybe watu wanasema for 6 months, 8 months hatujapata mshahara ama tunapata mshahara nusu, and all those things. So it's in the backdrop of so many challenges. How should this young man move now on to the next stage ya kuweza kujisimamia na all these challenges are still prevailing?
Yeah, the first thing is for those graduates from university, or those people who are now transiting from, they want to detach from their parents' help and go on their own, is first of all to realize that as long as you are, the comfort that you have from your parents, they did not just come like that, they started from somewhere. So this one should be a motivating factor, because you know their history, they have told you, or you have seen somebody else. I started from here, I moved like this and this. It's a process. So you should now put yourself in a situation that life, I have to start life with what I have. All right? With what I have, because those things do not belong to you. That's the family things for my husband, wife, and the other siblings. So this is your life. All right? It's what I said about you try to individualize. It is now about you. So life must start somewhere and with something. What is this something that you have?
Yes.
Any type of job. You can engage yourself there. And please be comfortable where you are as you move on.
Yes.
The only things that make people not to move on is, first of all, is the fear. They don't trust themselves.
Yes.
They have the feelings of inadequacy. They feel, okay, I'm not adequate enough to go and start my own life. I'm not adequate enough to face life. All right? So these people should now, and they should also learn from their peers. Because somebody else started like that, and they are moved on.
Yes.
Yes. So the issue here is that you are now an adult. An adult means you no longer have to depend with your parents. Go on your own and you move on. Yes.
Now, so now this young man, I'm looking at especially drawn to the activities and the happenings and unfoldings of this past week.
Yes.
Actually, it's not actually the past week. It is actually this week.
Yes.
This week we've seen a lot of things. We've witnessed a lot of demonstrations, and sadly we have young men who have lost their lives. Others have been wounded, and there are others that I may say have been maimed. Others were maimed for life, you know. And well, I believe this is what we are advocating for, and I'm glad that the president alisema ya kwamba amesikia sauti ya vijana na ako willing to engage na wao, and that's good. That's good for our nation. It's a good direction for our nation. Now, what should this tuangalie vijana maybe around these young adults, both the young adults and the early adulthood. What would be your advice to them, Ama? What would be your take to the expectations that they have, and how to manage those expectations at this stage? Because someone might imagine that from next month I'll get my rent paid. From next month, somebody will be doing my shopping. From next month, somebody will be doing this and this. Well, we know that's not indeed the reality. So there are those that may have misconceived or misplaced kind of expectations. How can we help them? Because some of them they've never been adults again. Unajua kuna mambo mengine you've never been again. Like they have not been adults before. So how can we well prepare them now for the challenge that awaits them in the real adulthood? Okay,
thank you. And thank you for highlighting that one, because this one has been a case study, especially for many psychologists or those people in counseling, because of the characters of these people.
Yes. And
before we make judgment about them, it is good to know who they are. At this particular stage, what happens?
Yes.
You know, this is a group. They are different from other people in many ways. Like, what characters do they have? Many of them are developing the puberty area. They want to, they are changing their bodies, all right? Some are having beards, others bodies are developing, many other things.
Yes.
That is one of the characteristics that these people have. They start from 12 years all the way to 25 years around there. So you find that at the same time, they have a lot of energy, and you are keeping them home. These people have a lot of energy. Their hormones are at the optimum. So they are waiting for something to engage in. They have energy. If we are keeping them home, this is one of the things that made them to come out in large numbers.
Yes.
All right? Because they have, where do they take that energy? It is an issue that even the government, even the parents know that, that these people are not just like that.
Yes.
That is another characteristic that they have. It is also a time when they want to test their limits. All right? I want to test myself. Let me
How
go.
far can I go?
How far can I go? Can I join these protesters? This is when they do a lot of experiments. It's when they want to experiment everything. In fact, they also want to experiment how they can confront the administration, how they can confront other issues. They want to test the limits. Even the parents, we call it the problematic stage. They have problems with the parents because they also have a characteristic of they want to be independent. They want to break from the dependence that they have, the dependence they had from
the parents.
From the parents. They want to be free on their own. All these characteristics, they are bringing them together. They come together.
Yes.
Remember, I told you, these people have energy in them. Energy. Where do they take this energy? You are not providing them with a pitch to play football.
Yes.
You are just left them home.
Just to watch a movie.
They have gone to school. They are educated. They want to exercise. They want to put that energy into use. And now they are just kept there at home. So if they now have a place where they can now express themselves, you get them in large numbers like what we experienced. Also, they also so much engage in arts and sports. This is what we saw in the streets. Some of them are playing sports there. They have so many arts. They could demonstrate through the social media platforms.
Yes.
You could see them doing all this. And also, they more incline among them, so to the peers, than even the parents. Yeah, that's why the demonstration was so much successful. You feel you get information that so and so is on the street. You join them. Okay, and remember what I told you. They don't have responsibilities in this stage. Most of them. Most of them are under the care of their parents. They don't have families. Most of them don't have families. So responsibility is low. So they have time to do this. Okay. They also want to establish the identity that they have. Okay. Now we are my youth.
Yes.
What should a youth do? And that's why they were so categorical to say that we don't need these old people in our demonstration. Wacha tuwapiganie. Because they feel you are not able to achieve anything. Any other demonstration did not have any meaning. So we want to do ours in a new way. All right? I told you they are there to test their limits. They were testing their limits in technological issues, how they can organize themselves in a better way. They test their limits in many ways. Also, they are also preparing their career. Somebody wants to be an engineer, he's already qualified. They feel that this somebody here is not, okay, is broken there. So they have to come out in large numbers and remove them.
So that they may get an opportunity.
Yes. And also the strength, another strength they have, they are not tribal.
Yes.
They are not intoxicated with tribal issues, political issues. These are the things that made them to come out in large numbers. But you find now as if you give them employment, they will not be less strict.
It's true.
If they get other engagements, like family issues and whatever, they will not. That's how I told you, it depends with the area of interest. If they get married, you will not get them in the streets.
Yes.
If they are engaged in employment, they will not get there. So what should we do as parents? What should the guidance do about them? The first thing is to understand what these people are and what they need. And they should be talked to, okay? Of course, there are those risk areas, and they go beyond, and they are, some of them died, some of them are injured. They should be helped to know the risk area, the risk factors that are there that can bring them down. And that can also destroy whatever they have done. They are educated, they are doing this, but they should be taught and they should be made to understand the risk factors that are there, even as they engage in such kind of demonstrations. Yes.
Well, that is very well put. You've said it very well. And I'm looking still on the same. I'm looking at it and asking myself, could it be that some of these young people, and we did value our young people, because as you said, they are very strong. Could it be, as you've put it, that if we could give them alternative ways of dissipating that energy, of bringing out that energy, of using that energy, that possibly we could even have a more solid society, a more solid family?
Precisely, yes. That's why we had ilikuwa inaitwa kazi kwa mtaani.
Kazi kwa vijana.
Kazi kwa vijana. Yes. Wakiwa huko ama wakitumia energy somewhere else. One thing, you keep them busy. And they earn something. It is from that kind of activity that you teach them how to be responsible. The first thing, how to be responsible, is to work.
Yes.
All right? After kazi kwa mtaani kwa vijana, they can also engage themselves after that, because we all learn. In all social aspects we learn. We learn from our parents, from other things. So as they engage in that kind of activity, they learn. So you find them, even if kama amefanya hiyo na amepata pesa, nini itamzuia asiende kibarua pia afanye na afate nini? Apate pesa. Then from there, the need changes. Ataona certain, because now I'm able to make such an amount of money. Now I can progress to another level. But keeping them there without doing anything, assuming all is well, is what these issues can come about.
Now, Bwana Macharia, I'm asking myself, you see, our president saying that you'd engage the young people.
Yes.
Is there a way especially as the counseling, is it the counselors, the counseling consortium or something, the counseling consortium of Kenya, and all you maybe as an individual, or maybe regionally, is there a way, or could there be a plan to maybe bring these young people together and have a conversation with them from a counselor's point of view, so that maybe you can also help them to understand themselves and who they are and what potentials they have, so that maybe somebody may not take now undue advantage of the same and use them for other wayward activities?
Yes, it can be there, but I think the starting point should be the parents. The parents should engage these people in a positive way, and they also get to their own world. You know, you cannot be 60 years and you want your son who is 17 years to behave like you. They are in their own world. You get to where they are, you get to understand them, all right? Talk with them, do the active listening, tell them what is possible and what is not possible. Don't overpromise them things that you cannot give them. Walk with them. The parents should be the one who should be having this responsibility. Create time for your sons or daughters. Talk to them, all right? Let them understand from there, from home. Because counseling, okay, most of the counseling, we do counseling to people who have issues. These people have no issues. They only need guidance. Who should be the first person to give guidance? The parent.
The parent.
Yes.
And you see, it's the same young people who are actually saying, unajua nyinyi hamutuelewi.
That one, can I point that one?
Yes.
Hamutuelewi because you want this person to come to your class, to your level. They have their own world. Remember, these are adolescents. They are in adulthood. They cannot dress like the way you want to dress. They cannot dance the way you want them to dance in church. They run away from you, all right? They cannot eat things that maybe you are eating. They need that. They just get to understand their own world and go there and empathy with them, move with them, understand them. When they are talking to you, get to understand why they are saying hamutuelewi. I support them when they say hamutuelewi, because for sure most of the parents, they say, I used to do this and this and this, and you are telling these young people what you used to do in 45 years ago. How will they connect with that? They can't connect with that.
Yeah. I see. I see. And therefore, I think when it comes to especially our young people, I think it's our collective responsibility.
Yes.
Kila mtu acheze part yake. Everybody to play their part, to play their role. Kijana pia anjue ya kwamba at the end of the day they also have a life.
Yes.
They also have a future. Mzazi anjue ya kwamba akikosa kusimamia nafasi yake atapoteza mtoto.
Yes.
Like kupoteza not necessarily to die, no. I mean like you'll raise a person mwenye atakuwa ni mtu mwenye wewe hautapendelea tena in the days to come. Now, thank you so much. I think tumekawia hapo kidogo hapo katika vijana, but I think it was very very necessary.
Yes.
Now, let me ask a question. There is this stage ya wanaume ambao inaogopwa sana. The sunset years. Pale ambapo mtu sasa umefanya kazi, umesomesha watoto, umefanya mambo mingi. But now it comes to a time, kampuni nakwambia, serikali kama ni serikali at 60 years unaambiwa sasa lazima uende nyumbani. I had a case of a teacher ambaye alikuwa anapenda sana kufundisha. Kumbe kulikuwa na some issues I think in the family. Sisemi ya kwamba wale wanafanya kazi sana kuna issues necessarily, lakini huyo kwake kulikuwa na some issues. And I was told that alikuja kutolewa class by officials from the Ministry of Education. Retirement yake ikiwa imefika, but amekataa kabisa kwenda nyumbani. What could have caused that?
One of the things that could have caused that, the person was not prepared in his or her life, was not prepared that a day will come that I'll go for retire. So if that idea came, he always brushed it away.
Nitapanga
ikifika.
Yes.
The element of fear and anxiety, they are brothers and sisters. You are not sure of your future, right? You are not sure what will happen after this. You are not sure what will happen after I leave this job. So people should know that life is dynamic. No matter, you cannot stop it. There will come a time you will be old. There will come a time that you will not be able to do this and this and this. And things go changing day in, day out. So people should be prepared for eventualities. When you are working, work with a mind to reason that when I get at that age, I'll not be able to even to grab the stairs here. What will happen? Plan for that. We should plan about our future. So in those ages, there are so many things that bring people to experience what we call guilt. Guilt comes with maybe you did not achieve as much as you could have wanted. All right, or negligence. The other children, the same children that you paid for them for school fees, you sacrificed for them, you invested so much of them. Maybe you feel they are not doing as you expected. So these are the things that bring people down, those late stages, and also the sicknesses that come along with them. But I feel and I believe that if proper counseling is done to such people, especially if you are 40 years, it's always good to be very open. You visit counseling, you learn about from other people, get engaged with the right forums, and prepare yourself for the future. Because even death is imminent, you'll also die.
That is true.
Yes.
Now, this morning, I was having a conversation with an assistant county commissioner.
Okay.
In a morning discussion earlier today, and alikuwa ananiambia kutoka area yake ambayo amekuwa posted. She has discovered a very weird trend of young, not only young, both young and old people, middle-aged, especially between 12 and 32 years. Like every week she has to get a report of somebody that has committed suicide. She's been there, I think, now for a few months. Yeah, I think that is around 3 months. And every week there is at least one case of either a boy or a young man who has committed suicide. Now, could there be maybe some issues, some unaddressed issues within our society or within our families that are making men maybe take such choices? Could it be the hard times? What could be maybe a possible reason, so that maybe we can also maybe later now after these engagements try and see what can be done maybe to such a region?
Yes. Life is all about the demands that we have. So there could be financial demands, social demands, any other demands. As much as you are not able to meet the demands in life, the first thing you experience about the anxiety. Then anxiety comes with a lot of fear, you go down, it comes with the depression. And then when you do the evaluation, your self-evaluation, you see that you cannot do anything on your own. You have no other option but to die. That's how people come to commit suicide. They are very fast to gauge themselves and to analyze themselves and say, I cannot make it, I'm this and this is the end of everything. Why is this happening? Most people nowadays, if I can tell you, they are not sensitive about the process. People are, we call them, they are result-oriented. They want the results. They don't want to go through the process. Because you are here because you went through the process. You went to school, you hustled, I believe you hustled somewhere there, waiting for something positive to happen to your life,
sure,
change your life. So most of the people are not sensitive with the process that they should go through. And when you talk about the process, there are those things that you can achieve, others you cannot. So it doesn't mean that you stop from there. So for you to get to an ideal situation that you want to be, there has to be a roadmap, okay? Because of the current scenario and the preferred scenario. When people see that you cannot get to the preferred scenario, comparing yourself with other people, you value yourself in the negative. You have a lot of negativity in you. And then you fight this, if I cannot do like so and so, then what is the need of life? Okay?
Yes.
Other people who commit suicide is that, most of the people who commit suicide, they don't commit suicide for them to suffer. They say, alinifanya hivi na hivi na hivi, ataona. So they commit suicide so that you will suffer, the other person will suffer. They don't get to a point where that even if they die, other people will continue their life. So you say, I'll do this. They also write the suicide note. They say this and this and this.
So and so and so and so.
And so and so. But as much as you die, the other people will continue. So most of the people commit suicide to punish the other people.
That is sad.
Yes.
And maybe I think this is where we also need a conversation to help people maybe get out of those bitter cocoons they have locked themselves in, and maybe those misinformation or misjudgments that they may be having.
But there are people who have gone very harsh life. This one we can understand them, like the loss of the loved ones. If the bereavement is not taken well, these people can also commit suicide. And also the other losses like loss of job, loss of money, loss of everything. If it is not well handled, it can also lead to a depression, and depression is a contributing factor to suicidal people.
All right.
Yes.
I see. And now
even sicknesses.
Even sicknesses.
People can suffer so much. So I'm taking medicine day in, day out, nothing is improving.
Until they lose hope. Until
you say, no, there's no point of living. So depression is also a major contributing factor for suicide.
Okay. Now, I think after this, I think we might engage a little bit more and see maybe what can also be done for such a society.
Yes.
Because I think it's a place that we can access and see what we can do.
Yes.
Now, let's come back maybe because we have a few minutes as we come to the close of the discussions today. Now, let's come back briefly to these changes that we are discussing and the question that we've been asking, maybe which are some of the most problematic stages in life. And you put it very well that we may not necessarily identify and say that the most challenging. But now I want us maybe to malizia kidogo. I want us to briefly look at this parenting stage.
Yes. Parenting stage, okay, the most difficult stage is the stage between for a man, that is.
Yes.
From 30, 35 all the way to 40 something there. Why? Because this is when the responsibilities are so high. Remember when most of the people get married at around 25 years. They enjoy life. The man is not even affected. You have not that big family to take care of.
Yes.
You enjoy life. And then after that 5 years, kuna watoto wako hapa, they need to go to school. And then you also need to look for somewhere, maybe you put up a house. You need to grow. After some time, you find that you are left alone in town. Other people have developed.
Yes.
Now you take care of the school-going children.
Yes.
The responsibilities come in. Kamushara and kare, you are better to get money, is not there. So this is the most problematic stage for men. And this is where the depression, the mild depression is there, and people experience a lot of problem because after some time, so-and-so is going to school, he needs to pay school fees. So the responsibilities are so high.
Yes.
And you find the man now is completely unable to do many of the things, even and if this stage is not well taken care of, this is where now they get to drugs, okay? They run away from problems because they don't want to face the reality. They run to the unconscious. They hide in the unconscious. When they try to come to the unconscious, the pain comes in, the psychological pain comes in. They run back to the unconscious. How do they run to the unconscious? One thing is about the denial we are talking about.
Yes.
They hide that there is no problem. How do they hide? Maybe by taking drugs or by just simply assuming. But the issue is the problem is still there.
Yes.
They are not now capable now to face the real situation.
Yes.
So this is the problematic stage, and then when you feel that you have not done enough. And this affects also the late stage. When you see the other people did this, they are living well, they educated their children, they have developed this and this and this, and you feel that you are just very, very low. It also, that stage also affects the late stage.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Now we have about 3 minutes to go, and I would wish us to speak to especially men in these very challenging times. A message of hope, possibly, because I know that kuna watu wengi wanapitia mambo mengi na mambo mazito. And they need hope because I think one of the greatest things that anyone in this life needs is hope.
Yes.
That tomorrow will be better than today. Now, I want us to talk to some 2 or 3 groups of people. I want us to talk to the parents about the hope that they should have in their children, especially this young generation. Wengine ambao wanaonekana ni kama maybe wamepotea njia, wengine maybe wako katika madawa, wengine wamesoma hawana kazi. So I want us to talk to the parents because mzazi akikosa hope pia it is transmitted to the children.
Yes.
So pia the second group is now our vijana hao, and the third group I also want us to talk to is how sasa wako na the super activities, the super responsibilities. Hii group ambayo umemalizia nayo hii around 35 to around 40s, 50s. Those 3 groups. But maybe we start with the wazazi. A message of hope.
Yes. All is not lost for us parents.
Maybe you can actually use this camera.
Yes, all is not lost, parents. The tomorrow depends with what we can do today. May I challenge you that please take the initiative of talking to these children. Give them hope. Because you are the only hope they have. If the parent is not talking to the parent, these children, they are also left with so many questions asking why is this that? So don't show them the point of desperation. It's always good to give them hope and also be positive towards them, and things will change. To this group of that 5 years, the ones who are lost so many responsibilities, may I tell you that please address your needs and wants, because people go for the wants more than the needs. You find that you have mixed everything there. So identify your needs before you go for your wants, and then you find that your needs will support your life. Your wants will keep you away from what you focus on. Yes.
And now there is this group, and especially even the Gen Zs.
Yes. Let them know that they will not remain Gen Zs. In a few years, they will not be Gen Zs. What will happen there? Focus on that. As much as you are Gen Z today, in another 5 years, you will not be Gen Z. What will have this contributed to your life? Don't be the ring leader. Don't go there to show other people. Just be conscious of what you are doing, because that education you have can be watered down for a very simple thing that you can do on your life. Go for your roadmap. If you want to do this and this, look for those barriers that can stop you from achieving what you want to achieve in life. What are these barriers? The behaviors, those rioting, unnecessary rioting, the drugs and other things. Identify the barriers, work on them, and stick to your roadmap.
All right. Thank you so much. Nashukuru sana Mr. Macharia.
Yes.
Thank you for creating time to be with us ndani ya the Men Matters Friday. And yeah, indeed, whatever also activity that you also have to engage yourself in, the young people especially, make sure that you keep safe. Nothing comes beyond your, nothing is actually greater than your life. I have to tell you that. So as much as you do all that you want to do, make sure you also keep safe. Thank you so much. And at this moment, nataka tuweze kuingia ndani ya Men and Rights. Yeah, siku ya leo, I think we have a part 1 of a Fond Everest. Yeah, that we'll be looking at. And thank you so much also for keeping it Men Matters Friday. Tutakutana nawe hapa tena siku ya Friday next week saa 4:30. And for your engagement, for your time, Mungu akubariki sana. And please keep safe. Wacha tuingie ndani ya Men and Rights. Wow, it's an awesome time, wonderful people. Ikiwa ni hapa ndani ya Men and Rights, ikiwa ni ndani ya Men Matters Friday. And siku ya leo, acha nikwambie, niko hapa na mtambo fulani. You know, this Ford Everest. This is the limited edition, I tell you. Yani, nataka tuweze kuangalia hii gari kwa sababu iko na features zingine like this is the next SUV in the market. Na pamoja na mimi niko na Joyce. Karibu sana Joyce.
Thank you.
Yes, Joyce ukiwa upande wa Ford and ataweza take through this wonderful machine. I tell you, this is an awesome one. Yani kutoka venye tu inakaa, kutoka tu niangalie nione hivi, I can tell that this is a big deal.
Yes, it is.
Aha.
Yeah.
Now, yes. Maybe ninapoiangalia hivi kwanza venye inatoshana. Kwani how big is this vehicle like in capacity kwanza kuuliza tu like this one should be a guzzler. Yeah?
Not really. In fact, this is a 2-liter. It's a 2-liter diesel bi-turbo. Bi means it has 2 turbos. So this vehicle, no matter how much you push it, will never be underpowered because once the other turbo is a bit incapacitated, the other one comes in. Yes. So you maintain a lot of good torque. So you'll never get the car feeling at all like it's going to lag.
Like inalemewa.
Hata kwa mlima.
Yes.
Performs perfectly. So this actually you'll find that it does better than a 3-liter. So the kind of output it will give you from 500 Newton meters is what a 3-liter ordinary engine should give you.
Yes.
Yet this is a 2-liter. So what that means is that you save on fuel as well. Also, because we are thinking about the environment, this has lower CO2 emissions. And so it's better for the environment as well.
So low CO2 emissions?
Yes.
High torque?
Yes.
Power yake iko juu kabisa na kwambia as in, you know, niangalia like it's hard to imagine, it's hard to believe lakini kama hiyo ndio kweli tunaamini. Like I tell you, mimi nikiangalia naona ni kama it should have something like V6 V8 engine.
No, this is new technology and this is where we are headed anyway as an industry. So we want to give you a reliable engine that will give you efficiency in terms of fuel consumption. It will also take care of the environment in terms of emissions, and it gives you the power that you need.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. I look at it naangalia kwanza kando tuna features zake. Naangalia even its ground clearance.
Yes.
This is an 18-inch?
No, this is actually a 20-inch. We have an option for an 18-inch, but what you're looking at is a 20-inch rim. So it gives it very good clearance. More to that, of course, this is a 4-wheel drive. You'll have the 4 high and the 4 low gear. More to that, this is a 10-speed gear. So you can imagine 10-speed gearbox and the kind of speed you can do on this car.
So maximum speed ya hii ni gani? Sasa ndio tushinde kama watu wa safari gari tuwatume pande hii.
This one has more than 200.
Yeah. Now, maybe kama tunaweza tukaingia. Wow. I tell you this is a real deal.
Yes, it is. Very comfortable as you can see and as you can feel. You can actually adjust your seats for the height. You know, you can bring it up, the height you like to have. You can also adjust your backrest as I am doing here. Adjust your backrest. There is also something we call lumbar support. There is a button there.
Yes.
A round button. Can you see a round button on the side?
Yes.
Now that one helps you to adjust your back, you know, in terms of lumbar support, so that you don't have back problems, especially if you are a person who drives a lot. So
this one, the seats themselves are you can customize the seats. This, you know, the height unataka, the backrest when unataka ikue.
Vile unataka ikufinye hapo nyuma ndio usisikie kama umelemewa, especially if you're doing a long distance drive. It actually comes with all that. It comes with heated seats as well. So if it's very chilly, you can actually warm these seats up ndio usisikie baridi. This is state of the art kind of comfort.
Yes.
From there, we look at the display. It's like a jet, as you can see.
I'm looking at it and no, just a minute.
Yes.
So I can also adjust the...
Yes, you can adjust the steering to your liking. You can adjust it down and up. This is where you unlock. You up and down for the height.
Yes.
You can also pull it out, so it's telescopic.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
My camera guys, did you see that? This is awesome.
Yes.
And then of course I can see it is a
It has controls on the steering, so you can do cruise control. You can also control the volume of your radio. You can also pick calls because it is Bluetooth enabled, meaning you can sync your phone to the system of the car. Anybody who calls you, you can just tap here and
instead
talk.
of
Yes.
kwanza kutafuta na simu imeweka wapi.
Yes.
You just tap and
Yes. So it
as you-
enhances your safety as well as your driving experience.
Wow.
Yes.
And then sasa ni gari ama ni LED display?
So when you look at this, it gives you a very nice feeling when you're driving it. It has all the displays you'd require. It also gives you the safety features, and you can adjust them. So lane keeping assist, driver assist, blind spot. Yeah. So because it comes with a camera in front there and surround, so it gives a lot of information
Yes.
to the driver. Another important thing, the car is very intelligent, too intelligent in fact, because at some point if you are too tired, the car will actually tell you to rest. If you are the kind of person like me, sometimes I forget and drive with one hand, I'm holding the steering with one hand, it actually tells you, please drive with two hands on the steering. What that tells you is that it's a very safe car. Apart from that, of course, we can discuss the airbags. It has airbags for the driver, passenger, and what we call curtain airbags. So they cover all the way to the back. So in case of a side
collision
impact,
or yes.
yeah, a side impact, this deploy. There is a curtain airbag from here all the way to the back that deploys. So in case you are rolling and you're being thrown from side to side, then you're very safe on this, and you have this airbag and the other airbag.
And of course you have buckled your seatbelt.
Yes, and of course you must. In fact, the car will give you a lot of warning if you do not.
I think this is where we are headed. Now, I look at several controls here.
Yes.
Now, does it mean that I can control the brightness of the headlamps?
Yes, you can. And you can also set them on auto. So when you are maybe doing basement parking, the lights will come on. If the darkness falls without you having put the lights on, they will come on by themselves. Apart from that, this you're looking at here is your parking brake. It's
Yes.
electronic. So if you want to disengage, you push downwards. If you want to engage it, you push
It's just
up.
as simple as that.
Yes, as simple as that. Apart from that, of course, you have the cup holders here. You have a lot of space here to do your charging, but we also have what we call wireless charging. So here you just place your phone on this part of the car.
So the induction charger.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And the car starts charging automatically. So you don't need so many cables and gadgets in here.
So I buy one, I do away with my cables.
Yes. Yes.
And of course, I also see there is a USB and a Type-C charging ports there.
Yes, that's in case you have that. You also have dual AC. Dual AC means that you can have different climates for both the driver
One for
and
the
the
driver
passenger.
and the other for the passenger.
Yes, correct. So, and if you want to sync the same, like they can be on the same degrees, you can also do so.
So I see like my producer here,
Yes.
anapenda sana baridi. So mimi ni kumweka hapo na baridi yake.
Yes.
Na mimi nikae hapa na kaumzi yangu kidogo.
Exactly. You can have two different climates on the
Oh,
same car.
this is awesome.
These are traction controls.
Yes.
So if you press this, it should actually always be on to enable the car to always have very good traction. Even if you're on a slippery surface,
Sure.
the car will always be very stable. This is also in case you're going downhill, the car will assist you to navigate.
Sure.
Yes.
And then this is the
This is where you engage these are the driving modes. You can have different driving modes depending on the surface you're driving on. If it's on a slippery surface, you can select. This should come on and it will show you the different terrains. So if you're on a sandy road, then you select sand. If you're on mud, you select mud. If you're on a slippery surface, you select
slippery surfaces.
So all those will be displayed here?
Yes, they'll be displayed there. Apart from that, when you want to engage 4-wheel, you have the 4-wheel high, 4 high, and the 4 low when you're trying to get out of mud. So you can select at the hit of a button. Ordinarily, when you're driving, because of fuel consumption, you just be on. You'll always be on 2-wheel.
And the 2-wheel, these are the front wheel? It's
yes,
front?
Yes,
okay.
Front wheel, yes.
Wow.
Yes. Apart from that, you have a lot of storage, especially the ladies here. You have a lot of storage. Unaweza pia ficha pesa huku. Yeah. You have a lot of that here.
Yes.
There is something hidden here. So it's a cup holder.
Another cup holder there?
Yes.
I have another one here.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
So you just press that. But it has a lot of authenticity, aesthetics and all that, and practicality.
Yes.
Yeah. So
wow.
You just return it that way.
And then, of course,
yeah.
Watu kama Joyce lazima wakati kiangalia wakiwa kidogo.
Yes, yes.
And of course,
on both sides.
On both sides.
And it has the lights here.
And now, wale ambao wako na azma ya kuingia siasa kidogo.
Yes.
Many of them wanatakanga kutokea juu ya gari. And they have a provision for that as well.
Yes, we do.
The sunroof.
It actually goes all the way to the back. So it can open all the way to the back. Yes.
So hata mwenye yako hapa nyuma watu watasimama.
Yes, yes. And also, say if you want a bit of sun, you can have that. And if you just want to open a bit for the air to flow, there is a vent. So you just press and it tilts. Just to have some
just let in
flow.
some air.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. Now, maybe one thing that maybe I was looking at Ford Ranger.
Yes.
And that edition was lacking the back camera. This one does have a back camera?
This has both the front camera and the reverse camera. Okay. Even as you drive, you're able to see the front. You're able to, as you back up or you reverse, you're able to see the surroundings that are there behind you. And it comes with what you call reverse brake assist. So in case you're not keen and you've been warned but you're not acting, and there's an obstacle behind you, the vehicle will actually stop. Yeah.
Anti-collision.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, that's different because that's for the reversing bit. Very correct. We have pre-collision assist. If there's a vehicle which is oncoming and for some reason or another you're not able to act accordingly, the vehicle will actually brake. Apart from warning you, giving you a warning, you actually find the screen turning red. So it gives you a warning red in color and gives you a very high beep.
Yes.
Depending also on the distance. So that you are alert and you're able to mitigate. But also it helps you by braking. Yes.
Wow.
Another important feature, if for example you're tired, the vehicle senses that and tells you to take some coffee or to rest. And
coffee
also,
especially.
Yes. And also if you're say on a lane and you need to change, unajua tabia za Wakenya, you do not indicate, this vehicle will not move. It will move you back to where you're coming from.
If you do not indicate.
Yes, because it wants you to maintain lane discipline and also be safe. So you'll find the vehicle pushing you back or pulling you back to the lane you're coming from until you indicate. Once you indicate, the vehicle smoothly transits. Yes.
I think no, this is not just thinking. I think this is where we are headed.
Yes, this is the
future is here.
Yeah, this is the future.
When it comes to
the
rights,
future and the present. Yeah.
Both the present and the future are here.
Yes.
Wow. And I tell you this, there are some wheels that are too large. Na zingine tunakuwa kidogo, but hii iko just ka standard ka medium size kidogo.
Yes.
Hamsumbuani nayo.
Hapana. And also to add, as you mentioned about stability, the vehicle has a wide wheelbase. How that helps is that this vehicle becomes very stable.
Yes.
Even when you want to do sudden maneuvers, there are vehicles in the market that will not be able to do that, especially at high speeds. But this car can do sudden maneuvers at high speeds because it has a wide wheelbase. Yes, so it enhances its stability. This car is a very stable car.
Wow. And about maybe picking, kwa sababu ya hatusemi watu waende waki overtake ovyo ovyo.
Yes.
But kwa picking yake, how fast does it pick, or rather ndio ya kusaidia mtu ku overtake maybe within a very short distance, but that of course only when need be.
Yes.
Yes.
0 to 100, this is what, like 2 seconds. Yeah. And also, if you need to do the sports shift,
yes,
there is something here.
I see the
you can just
plus
tap.
and yes,
you can just tap and add on the gears. If you want to overtake rapidly, you can add on the gears. You can minus them as you wish.
So this is like the sport mode you just add.
Yes, yes. Some cars will have it under the steering, on the what they call the flaps, or
yes,
yeah, they call it the flaps. You'll add from here in some cars. In ours, you'll add from here as you drive. It gives you the feel of driving a manual car because it's just a tap of a button. If
is it the M to make you feel that you're getting manual mode?
Yes.
Wow.
More like what they call Tiptronic out there.
Wow.